Honored to stand before you as the next head football coach at the University of Tennessee. I grew up in this conference. It didn't take me long to realize that Tennessee was the essence of college football. Everything we're going to do is going to be with a foundation of integrity, and we're going to be a fun team to watch.
The 114th season of Tennessee football is upon us tonight. The Tennessee Volunteers open up the 2010 campaign against the visiting University of Tennessee Martin Skyhawks. Hi everybody, Rick Russo at Neyland Stadium. This is the first ever meeting between these two teams. It's also the first ever game for Derek Dooley as Tennessee head coach during the offseason. He became the Vols' 22nd head coach. His dad, of course, the great legendary Vince Dooley. He's also coached under and been mentored by Nick Saban. Tonight, he gets a chance to run the Volunteers. What about at quarterback? Another big question for Tennessee. The Vols starting Matt Simms, the son of former NFL great Phil Simms. Derek Dooley says he's a leader. That's why he's in there. Also, he'll be under center behind a new offensive line. How quickly will that unit be able to come together? And what about on the other side of the ball? Defensively, the Vols are led by Justin Wilcox. Did a great job at Boise State, but gone is Monty Kiffin and Ed Orgeron. Now it's Justin Wilcox's turn to lead the Vol D. Tennessee and UT Martin. We're back with the starting kickoff right after this. Back at Neyland Stadium, where the Volunteers look to start off this season on the right foot. Tennessee's fourth all-time game against an Ohio Valley Conference team. And now, with the call of the game, let's send it upstairs to our Vol Network play-by-play team of Bob Kessling, Tim Priest, and Andy Kelly.
And now the Tennessee team will take the field. Martin will be kicking from the south end zone toward the hill to the north end zone. And the Volunteers will send David Oku back to receive it, along with Gerald Jones. And to kick off for the Skyhawks will be Cody Sandland. So all the talk, all the practice sessions, all the meetings, they come to a close tonight as we finally get ready for this 2010 football season. First time ever these in-state schools have ever met. Martin deploys across the field, and we're just about set to go as Cody Sandland will set his team. Jones drifting deep with David Oku. Wherever you're listening around the state of Tennessee, around the world, ladies and gentlemen, it's football time in Tennessee. The kick going right to left is a short one, and Upback takes it at the 32-yard line, and taken out at the 35-yard line is Michael Rivera. So Martin doesn't kick it deep. It's a short, high kick that Rivera takes and returns it just a couple of yards. And so now Matt Simms will bring his team out. Tennessee will have it as a mark it at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Simms, the junior from Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. He'll have Torin Poole with him as his tailback as Tennessee opens up in the I formation with Kevin Cooper as the fullback. Two wide receivers to the right. 1st and 10 Tennessee from its own 35-yard line. Simms under center, sends Jones in motion across the formation. Now he comes back to the right. And the handoff goes to the tailback. Poole around the left end, fights his way across the 40, out to the 42-yard line. As Tennessee runs behind Dallas Thomas, and he picks up 8 yards. And, Tim, we might see that a lot tonight. Poole behind Thomas.
Very much you might. And Martin has come out, walked a safety up, and they're really a 4-3 team. They're lining up in a 4-4 right away. The idea is take away the run from Tennessee.
To the 43-yard line it goes. One player to watch for tonight is number 11, Josh Bay, sophomore out of Springfield, Tennessee, one of the outstanding players in the OVC. Toss, sweep right on 2nd and short. Poole makes the first guy miss, fights his way out across the 45-yard line to the 47, a pickup of 4 and a first down. Cooper and Poole remain the running backs, this time in an I formation. 1st down from the 47. They fake to the fullback. Simms rolls right. Looks, can't find anybody open, and he's blasted as he goes out of bounds at the 48-yard line by Jet Howard. So Simms rolls right, didn't find anybody, Tim, and just took what he could get and get out of bounds.
Yeah, I think first pass play, new quarterback, you just want to get him on the corner and give him some kind of a simple throw. That time it's kind of a bootleg look, but Martin had it covered.
Pickup of 2 for Matt Simms. And the ball's to the 49-yard line in Tennessee territory. 2nd down and 8. Ball on the right hash mark. Again, in the backs of the I formation. Now they split that. And they go a power formation to the right as Luke Stocker flanks out that way. Here's a handoff going right around the end. Torin Poole trying to cut it up. And he picks up 3. Josh Bay again stretches the play out, turns it back in, and makes the tackle. So they had Luke Stocker at fullback. They shifted him out right to a power formation, but UT Martin made the adjustment.
They did. Tennessee went 2 tight ends, hoping to push them back off the ball. Not a big gain, but it gives you 3rd and 5, something that's much easier to convert than a 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 9.
And that puts the ball into UT Martin territory for the first time tonight. And for the first time, Matt Sims goes back to the shotgun on 3rd down and 5 from the UT Martin 48-yard line. Sims gets the snap, back to throw, looks left, fires an out pattern. That's complete to Gerald Jones to the Martin 40-yard line, down the sideline, and he skips out of bounds at the 28-yard line. That's a pickup of 20. Andy, we were told about the strong arm from Matt Sims. We saw it right there on that out pattern.
I'll tell you what, that ball had some zip on it. He threw it on time, hit the receiver right in stride for a big gain.
And that's a tough pass to make, isn't it?
It's not an easy one. The receiver running away from you on a quick out, you got to be really accurate, and he was right on the money.
So Gerald Jones picks up 20 yards on that reception, put it down at the 28-yard line, and UT Martin territory, and Tennessee has another first down. Sims under center. His tailback this time is David Oku. Ball on the left hash mark, 3-step drop. Sims being pressured. Now he steps up, fires long from the sideline, left side for the end zone. The ball knocked away in the end zone, intended for Denarius Moore. 7th play of the drive as Denarius Moore battling down there with Estelle and couldn't come up with it. But Tennessee took a shot. No score. 3 minutes in, first quarter. Sims under center, backs in the I formation. Oku dots the I on 2nd down. Delay handoff to Oku up the middle, some running room. Darts down to the 25 and falls ahead close to the 21-yard line. A pickup of 7. Ray Teamer makes the stop on David Oku.
Nice job by Oku making the first tackler to miss. What you want to do as a running back is you can't block everybody. If you're going to have a big run, you got to make somebody miss. Both Oku and Poole have been able to do that early in the ball game.
It is now 3rd down and 4. Tennessee at the UT Martin 22-yard line. Tennessee driving toward the south end zone, going left to right. Sims under center, backs in the offset I. Torin Poole back in. Sims drops the throw, looks down, fires a deep out. That's complete inside the 10-yard line, down to the 8 to Gerald Jones, and he's hit down immediately by the cornerback Kendall Harper. Another strong throw by Matt Sims.
Andy, Matt looks very cool and very under control down there.
I'll tell you what, that pass was right in front of me. He had some zip on that ball. He threw it on time again, hit the receiver right in stride. Just a very, very nice throw, very well executed.
So Tennessee trying to punch this opening drive into the end zone, as the Volunteers now will have a 1st and goal at the UT Martin 8-yard line. Ball on the right hash mark, 2 tight ends. Running back is Torin Poole. Sims fakes to him, looks left, being pressured. Now he unwinds and throws the ball deep for the right corner of the end zone. That pass is caught, but it's out of bounds. Denarius Moore caught it, and then he crashed into the wall down there in the corner, slow to get up. He was out of bounds. That wall down there is padded, but that's a brick wall that he ran into. Let's make sure he's okay.
Just a terrific throw by Sims over the top. Maybe just a hair late letting it go. It looked like Moore was juggling it maybe as he went out of bounds.
But he ran headlong into that brick wall. Let's see if they review this. He might have gotten a foot in. I don't know, but he really took a hard hit into that wall.
It's got some padding on it, but you're just from the corner of the end zone to the wall. You're about 2 good strides when you're running and you're into it.
So that the play is going to stand incomplete. It'll be 2nd and goal. Sims brings his team up, backs in the I formation. Torin Poole, the standing tailback behind Kevin Cooper. Sims under center. 2 tight ends in. Sims hands off. Poole breaks it to the 5, to the 4, down to the 2-yard line. Torin Poole running hard right up the middle. Knocked down just short of the goal line by the middle linebacker, Jonathan Utley. He runs hard, doesn't he?
He does. The play's designed to give him the ball deep in the backfield and let him find the hole. That time it was cut backside walled him off.
They come quickly to the line of scrimmage and get ready to snap, and then right before they do, the referee calls timeout. Martin might have tried to get a time quickly. Third and goal at the 1 yard line for Tennessee. They snap the ball, toss sweep left, but before they finish the play, a flag comes down and they stop the play, and let's see what the call is.
Before the snap, false start offense, penalty 5 yards, third down.
It's an SEC crew. Jeff Hillier makes the call. Tennessee had a jumbo formation, and James Stone, an extra offensive lineman, and it looked like the left tight end jumped.
Well, I think it actually was Dallas Thomas. I think the tackle was pulling out, and he was pulling the lead on the play, and I think he was just a little anxious to get out.
So now it is third down and goal at the 6. Justin Hunter enters the game for Tennessee, flanked out wide to the right on this third and goal from the UT Martin 6 yard line, right in the middle of the field. Sims under center. Back to throw, 3-step drop, fires the ball out in the flat. That's complete to Gerald Jones, but he'll be rolled down short of the goal line. He'll be taken down at the 4 yard line by Kendall Harper. And so now Tennessee will be faced with a 4th and goal situation. And Tim, that penalty really hurt.
Really does. You get on the 1 yard line, you got to keep your composure. You expect some of those things with a young team, a young offensive line. You need to keep your composure until the snap count's called.
So Tennessee will send the field goal unit out as Chad Cunningham will hold for Daniel Lincoln. Lincoln, who was 10 of 16 last year in field goal attempts, will kick this one from the left hash mark, looking to give Tennessee the lead. There's the snap, the kick on the way, and that kick is good. So Tennessee, with 9:46 to go, caps off this opening drive with a field goal from Daniel Lincoln of 21 yards. Our score with a timeout, 9:46 to go in the first quarter, is Tennessee 3 and UT Martin nothing. Off the clock, the 21-yard field goal by Daniel Lincoln caps off the drive, but Tim, it would have been nice to punch that one in, but that penalty down at the 1 yard line really hurt.
Bob, I thought they might not have a 12-play drive the whole ball game. I was impressed. They had a penalty at the end, but very nice execution. Especially impressed with I want to say Phil Sims, Matt Sims' poise.
Indeed. Chad Cunningham to kick off for Tennessee. He'll be kicking it left to right. Deep will be Kevin Barfield and Tevin Barksdale for UT Martin. There's Cunningham's kick. It's a high spinner to be taken at the 12-yard line, then fumbled, picked up by Barfield, running to the right, looking for running room, and tripped up. He's tripped up as he gets trying to cut all the way across the field. Prentice Wagner, one of the starters on the kickoff coverage team, makes the play. And Tim, very interesting. Tennessee has a lot of defensive starters and second-team guys on that kick coverage team.
They do. They've got 3 defensive backs. They've got 2 linebackers that are starters that are on the kick coverage team. They're trying to put their best people out there, and they got him for no gain. He had no return, essentially, on that play.
So Martin backed up at its 15-yard line. 1st and 10. The quarterback is Derek Carr, making his first start for the Skyhawks. He breaks the I formation, sends McNair, the tailback, out left. They'll flip it that way to McNair. The pass is low. He makes a diving catch, but now they rule it incomplete at the 12-yard line. So Carr, with a little adrenaline, threw that ball on the little slip screen to the left, right down into the dirt.
Probably a little nerves on that side of the ball, too.
I would say so, too. One change for Tennessee's defensive front. Victor Thomas is starting at defensive tackle in the place of Gerald Williams. Herman Lathers is at the linebacker, Nick Reveiz in the middle, and LaMarcus Thompson on the outside in the linebacking core. 2nd and 10, Skyhawks at the UT Martin 15-yard line. Backed up into the Tennessee student section. Carr under center. Red shirt sophomore from McKenzie. Toss sweep right, trying to get the outside is McNair, and he's crunched down as he gets to the 20-yard line. A pickup of 5, and Nick Reveiz there to make the tackle for Tennessee.
Bob, Montoria Hughes hasn't had the best fall camp, but on that snap, he beat his man right across the ball, chased in the backfield. If the back hadn't have been as fast as he was, he would have caught him before he ever got out of the backfield.
Stephen Folks now comes into the game for Tennessee at a defensive tackle spot on 3rd down and 5, as UT Martin on its opening drive has it at its own 20-yard line. Tennessee leads in this game early, first quarter, by a score of 3-0. Carr trying to yell out the signals out of the shotgun formation. Waits for the snap. Tennessee a 4-man front. Carr gets it back to throw, but a flag comes down. And so they stopped play. They threw the screen pass to the right side to Tevin Barksdale, but they're now right on the center's nose. Carr backs up, gets the snap, goes left, turns back right, fires the ball, and it's knocked down at the line of scrimmage by Victor Thomas. They tried to do a throwback. They sent the motion to the left, and then Carr spun back around, tried to throw right, and Thomas got a hand up and batted it away.
Film study, good coaching. They knew that play. You don't have a defensive tackle run up the field like that and stand right in the line of sight like he did unless they've seen it on film. Great play by Thomas.
Indeed, and so now UT Martin will have to punt. 4th down and 10, and they send Joe Hook into the game to punt it away. He'll stand back at his 1-yard line, and Gerald Jones deep for Tennessee, standing at his own 45. They come after him, but Hook gets it out of there and bangs one pretty good. Jones will fumble the football back at his own 40. It's loose. Martin has picked it up. UT Martin running out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Gerald Jones came up, fumbled the ball. It started bouncing free, and then Kendall Harper picked it up at the 32-yard line and runs it deep into Tennessee territory before he shoved out of bounds. A critical mistake by Gerald Jones.
Cannot advance the muff, though. The ball will be in play at Tennessee's 36, where he picked it up. But you're right. You must feel those punts. You don't want to give something cheap to Martin, and they just did.
So it was ruled, as Tim said, a muff and not possession. So Gerald Jones, they ruled, never had control of the football, but as soon as he touched it, it was live, and Martin picks it up. So the Skyhawks get the first break of the game, and they'll have it at the Tennessee 36-yard line. Handoff on 1st down to McNair, running left, turns the corner, still on his feet, now shoved down at the 33-yard line by LaMarcus Thompson, a pickup of 2. Let's go downstairs to Andy.
The punt, guys, it was knuckling. It might have been a punt where Jones should have let it go. He was running full speed into the sun a little bit, and it had a lot of knuckle on it, so it was playing some games with him. But it's probably one he should have just obviously gotten away from and let it bounce where it bounced and let the offense have a chance.
Yep, he tried to field it and just couldn't hang on to it. 2nd down and 8. UT Martin at the Tennessee 34-yard line. Tennessee leads 3-0, but the Skyhawks trying to take advantage of the first turnover of this game. Carr barks out signals as he goes up and down the line of scrimmage with the crowd roaring. Backs in the eye. Handoff. McNair going right. Cuts it up. Knifes his way inside the 35 down to the 32-yard line or so. Give him a pickup of just 1. Victor Thomas and Nick Rivas make the stop for Tennessee. UT Martin has a 3rd and 7 at the Tennessee 33-yard line after the timeout. Carr in the shotgun, gets the snap, back to throw, pressured, fires a deep out, incomplete down at the 22-yard line. As he tried to fire the ball over there to Chris Thompson, guarded very well by Eric Gordon on that deep out.
Tennessee on 3rd down went with a nickel package, 4 defensive backs underneath playing man, a free safety, really good aggressive coverage that time by Gordon. The receiver was blanketed.
And a good pass rush by Chris Walker. That'll make it 4th down and 7 for the Skyhawks, and a decision to make right here. Do they go for it?
Why not?
Yep, why not? Play clock, though, rolling down. It's down to 9 seconds. 4th and 7, UT Martin from the Tennessee 33-yard line. Carr back into the shotgun, drops to throw, fakes, just floats the ball long down the left sideline. That pass is going to be incomplete at the 10-yard line. Just threw it up for Chris Thompson, and the pass was knocked away by Jansen Jackson and Marcellus Teague. So Tennessee takes over 1st and 10 at its own 33-yard line, leading 3-0. Matt Sims hands the ball off to the tailback, Torin Poole, and he fights his way over left guard for 3 yards. Taken down by Jet Howard of the Skyhawks. So far in the first half, Matt Sims, or in the first quarter actually, Matt Sims is 3 of 5 for 37 yards. Torin Poole now has 5 carries for 25 yards in this first quarter, which has 6:20 remaining, and Tennessee leading 3-0. 2nd down, 8 to go. Tennessee at its own 36-yard line. Sims. Delay handoff goes to Poole. Not much there. In fact, he's going to lose some ground. Lost 3 on the play as Darren Knowles not fooled by that delay handoff. And the redshirt freshman from Fayette, Alabama, comes in and makes the play.
Bob on first, kind of 4-4, but they're also on the short side walking up a corner, so they've sometimes got 9 men close. Tennessee may have to throw the ball on first down to open it up.
Third down and 9 to go for Tennessee at its own 33-yard line. Sims in the shotgun. Back to throw. Rolls to the right. Looks, wants to fire, does, and completes it upfield to the 41-yard line to Gerald Jones, who was tiptoeing along the sideline and caught the ball, but he falls out of bounds short of the first down by about 3 yards. A pickup of 7, but Tennessee's got to send the punting team out.
He's checking down to Jones, but you'd like to have Jones run that route where he's run it 9 yards, so you got a chance to pick up the first down instead of 7 yards.
Tennessee rushes the punt team out there. Chad Cunningham to punt it from his own 30-yard line, and a penalty flag comes down as there was contact when Cunningham punted the football, and it looks like UT Martin is going to be called for running into the punter. There was a fair catch made at the 25-yard line by Tennessee, and this is going to cost UT Martin, I think, 15 yards for a personal foul. Yep, indeed. So Tennessee now gets the ball in UT Martin territory after the 15-yard penalty. Put it down at the Skyhawk 45-yard line. Sims under center on first down. Cody Pope is the center. Sims back to throw. Looking, pressured, throws the ball to deep out. That's incomplete. He got good pressure that time up the middle. Jonathan Utley, the middle linebacker, got pressure on him, and Sims had to unload before he was ready. Tried to throw deep the left sideline to Gerald Jones, but the pass was incomplete. And that's the first time really Sims has had pressure right in his face.
Yeah, not much he could do there. He took his 5-step drop, took a step, and somebody's right in his face.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Tennessee leading 3-0 with 5:10 to go in the first quarter. Has it at the UT Martin 45-yard line. Sims under center, backs in the eye. Oku now the tailback. They try a delay handoff to him. Goes over to the right tackle, gets to the 40, to the 30, now the 20. He's down the sideline to the 10, to the 5, to the checkerboards. Touchdown, Tennessee. David Oku, 45 yards. A huge hole opens over right tackle. And then David Oku outruns all the Skyhawks to the Tennessee end zone.
Oku looked a step faster than last year. He's 20 pounds heavier. He played at about 175 last year. It's 195 this year. He had just enough to beat the safety who had the angle on him, it looked like, but to beat him into the end zone.
Daniel Lincoln now to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Chad Cunningham. The snap down, kick on the way, and that extra point is good. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. On the strength of the 45-yard run by David Oku, the Tennessee Volunteers take a 10-0 lead over UT Martin. Bob Kessling, Tim Priest, Andy Kelly, Brent Hubbs with you tonight from Neyland Stadium. Tennessee now leads 10-0 as Chad Cunningham kicks it off from left to right. Down deep, Barfield bobbles that kick again. Now he's in trouble and swarmed under. Back at the 7-yard line. Tennessee got great coverage. LaMarcus Thompson led the way. One of those defensive starters, Tim, on the kickoff coverage team.
You just can't drop a kickoff. Dropping punts is somewhat understandable. The ball does funny things sometimes. Never excuse almost to drop a kickoff. That's right in his hands, and that threw the timing off and allowed Thompson to get down there and make the play.
Both the Tennessee starting linebackers, LaMarcus Thompson and Herman Lathers, they're on the kick coverage team, and they both hemmed him in, and Thompson able to put him on the turf. So Martin backed up at its own 8-yard line, trailing in the game 10-0 with 4:54 to go in the first quarter. Carr now with that just wave of noise from the student section. Bobbles the snap, falls down, somehow gets it over to Jason McNair, and he powers ahead for just a couple. 10-0, Tennessee leads, 4:20 to go, first quarter. Skyhawks in the I formation. Carr under center, back to throw on second down. Looks for a screen pass, not there. He rolls to the left and just throws the ball away. Chris Walker really pressuring. Now a flag has come down, and let's see if they're going to call Carr for intentional grounding. Carr's trying to plead his case, saying there was a receiver in the area.
It's real simple. Throw it over the line of scrimmage when you're outside the pocket. He just threw it into the ground right in front of him and not over the line of scrimmage. And the guy flushing him again, getting pressure again, Montorie Hughes, he's in that backfield.
Down to Andy.
Yeah, when the quarterback's out of the pocket. you can throw it away anywhere you want as long as the ball passes the line of scrimmage, and that ball wasn't even close. He threw it about 3 yards in front of him just to avoid the sack.
Yep, trying to get rid of it. He was outside the tackle box. That's one part of the equation, but you got to get it over the line of scrimmage. 3rd down, 13. Skyhawks going the wrong way. Back at the UT Martin 5-yard line. So Carr now will operate out of the shotgun in his own end zone. Snap, delay handoff up the middle. McNair looks for running room, gets a couple, gets out across the 5-yard line. Tennessee has Corey Miller in there playing one of the defensive end spots. LaMarcus Thompson, again, very active from his linebacking spot, makes the play as well.
I think that was a good call. He only got 3 yards. You could smell interception at that point. They had Carr rattled. They were getting pressure on him. If they had tried to throw down the field, you could kind of smell Tennessee might get that one. Martin didn't give him a chance.
Gerald Jones drifts deep for Tennessee. Joe Cook back in his own end zone. Now remember, Tennessee almost blocked his first punt attempt. We'll see if they come after him. 10 men on the line of scrimmage for Tennessee. There's the snap, and Hook gets rid of it. A kick, a low driving spiral. Jones will field at his own at the UT Martin 47-yard line, and he spun down right away. Harper covering the punt for the Skyhawks. He's in the I formation on 1st down. Sims back to throw. Looks, winds up, fires long down the left sideline. The pass incomplete down at the 7-yard line, intended for Gerald Jones. Well, they took a shot.
They did. Not a bad idea. You got to do that sometimes during a ball game. You want to maybe get it a little higher. Andy, how you throw that ball?
Well, and there's a little bit of wind actually now against us, and it wasn't a bad throw. You want to throw it where your receiver is the only guy that has a chance, just a little bit overthrown, but like you said, not a bad idea.
Tennessee will flank out Justin Hunter wide to the left on 2nd down and 10. Zach Rogers flanks out wide to the right. Tennessee with 2 tight ends as Sims hands to his tailback. Torrin Poole cuts it inside, gets to the 40, to the 30, tripped up at the 28-yard line. He might have tripped over his own man. Zach Rogers at the 28-yard line. He almost set sail.
He got up a little frustrated. I think he knows that he tripped up over his own guy's foot, but we were going to get a chance to see if he could outrun the secondary there. It just didn't quite happen.
So Torrin Poole weaving his way.
I think the yard line tripped him.
Might have been down to the 25-yard line. A pickup of 22 for Torrin Poole, though, on that carry. 7 carries for 44 yards here in the first quarter, which has 2:44 remaining, and Tennessee leading 10-0, looking for more. Another handoff on 1st down to Poole over left tackle. He's ridden down at the 23-yard line. Offset eye to the right. That's the power of the formation as Sims drops to throw. Fires a pass right over the middle at the hash marks. That's complete to Derek Rogers, who makes his first catch in Kearney on the stop. That'll be a pickup of 9 yards. It'll be another Tennessee 1st down. So that time Derek Rogers underneath route, Tim.
He just ran a little hook. They ran the tight end on the clear out. They flared the fullback. The defense went with those 2 guys, left Rogers wide open. That'll be a bit of a thrill. First catch, 1st down, first college catch.
Down to the 13-yard line. Tennessee has it 1st and 10, 1 to 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Backs in the I formation. Oku gets the toss going right. Turns the corner, then gets hit and knocked backwards on a big hit that time by Joe Donovan. No gain on the play. Donovan, a redshirt junior out of Pulaski, Tennessee, Giles County High School. That time he squared him up pretty good. Oku tried to jump over the pile, and Donovan met him in midair, shoved him back. 2nd down, 10, no gain for Oku. Poole back in a tailback for Tennessee as the Volunteers have it. 2nd down and 10 at the UT Martin 13-yard line. The ball on the right hash mark. Tennessee with a power to the left side. 3 receivers that way, including Luke Stocker. Sims empties the backfield, gets the snap, looks to throw, fires seam pattern through the hands of his wide receiver, Luke Stocker. So Stocker lined up wide to the left, came down the seam, and then the ball just sailed right through his hands.
They had the play. He maybe just slightly high, but I think Luke just barely took his eye off of it. He smelled touchdown, but they spread the field with 5 wide receivers. He was in the slot left and was wide open, just maybe a little high on the throw, and Luke lost his concentration for a second.
So Tennessee has to convert now on a 3rd down and 10 from the UT Martin 13-yard line. Poole back in a tailback. Tennessee has 2 wideouts to the left, 2 to the right. Sims, quick drop, looks, fires deep for the end zone. The pass overshot his intended receiver, Zach Rogers, and the deep left corner of the end zone. And so that pass sails incomplete. Martin had that one pretty well covered. 2 defensive backs in the general area. So now Tennessee faced with a 4th down and 10 from the 13-yard line, and Tennessee is going to send the field goal unit out. Daniel Lincoln will try this one from the right hash. He hit it earlier, a 21-yard attempt, and this one will be from 31 yards out. Cunningham to hold. Nick Guess will snap the ball as Lincoln tries to build on this 10-0 lead. There's the snap. It's a good one. Cunningham gets it down, and Daniel Lincoln is 2 for 2. There is a flag down.
Illegal formation offense. Not enough players on the line of scrimmage at the snap. Penalties 5 yards. Replay 4th down.
So they'll back up Lincoln 5 yards. So instead of a 31-yard attempt, this will be a 36-yard attempt. Cunningham to hold it. The snap is good. Lincoln boots that one, a low line drive, and that kick is still good. And Tennessee builds the lead to 13-0. Not as pretty as the first kick, but just as effective as Daniel Lincoln now 2 for 2, and Tennessee leads at 13-0. UT Martin will send Barksdale and Jason McNair deep, as Barfield, who has bobbled 2 kickoffs, has been replaced by McNair. There's the kick by Cunningham, a driving end-over-end kick that will go back to the 2-yard line, and that's where McNair will field. Comes up the near sideline to the 10 and darts out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Forced out of bounds by Eric Gordon. 18 yards on the return. The scoring drive for Tennessee, 8 plays, 29 yards, and it took 2:43 off the clock.
Bob, important in what Chad Cunningham's doing, they're telling him to kick right side, not coffin corner like you would do with a punt, but over into this third of the field when he's kicking to his right. That allows the coverage to get down there. So far, the coverage has been excellent.
29 seconds to go in the first quarter as Derek Carr brings the Skyhawks out. Tennessee has Marcellus Teague now playing this right corner. Remember, Teague last year was a wide receiver, and now the sophomore from Paris, Tennessee, is playing the cornerback. He's in on all nickel situations, this time playing with 4 defensive backs. Carr back to throw on first down, and before they snap it, there's a penalty flag down. And it looks like Martin again gets a delay of the game penalty.
Before the snap, delay of the game, number 15 offense. Penalty 5 yards, first down.
Andy, I'm sure at the practice field there in Martin, they had all kinds of speakers and noise, but you still can't simulate how loud it is. And Derek Carr really having problems communicating with his guys.
There's no way to simulate it in practice, and when you get out onto the field, it's just a different world.
So Carr trying to operate. Now it's first down and 15. 28 seconds to go in the first quarter. Tennessee leads 13-0. Handoff, tailback, nothing there. Blowing the play up, LaMarcus Thompson. It was Jason McNair. He got the handoff in the backfield. As soon as he got it, he was swarmed. A loss of 5 on an outstanding play by Tennessee senior linebacker LaMarcus Thompson. That's going to make it second down and 19 for the Skyhawks back at their own 10-yard line with 1 second now, 0-0-0 on the clock. And the first quarter is concluded. So a good one for Tennessee with 2 field goals by Daniel Lincoln and a long touchdown run by David Oku. And at the end of one, Tennessee leads UT Martin here at Neyland Stadium on opening night, 13-0.
Welcome back to University of Tennessee football on the Vol Network. We move ahead to further action in the second quarter.
Cunningham hangs a high floater. It's going to bounce at the 7, take a left-hand turn, and it's going to be downed at the 1-yard line. Great coverage by Tennessee. If that ball breaks the plane, it is a touchback, but Tennessee wrestles it down. It was Anthony Anderson who fell on it and pinned it at the 1-yard line.
I think they got to bring it out to where it's first touched. It was first touched around the 4 or 5, and then Anderson made a great play to get it and keep it out of the end zone.
By the kickers at the 6-yard line, first and 10 from the 6.
Good call, Tim. They're going to down it where Tennessee originally hit it.
I believe if it goes into the end
Yes.
zone, they get it out on the 20. So by saving it, they do get it on the 6.
Right.
But really great coverage and another terrific punt by Cunningham.
So Tennessee's kicking game's been pretty strong tonight. 3:31 to go in the second quarter. Tennessee leading UT Martin 13-0, trying to pin them back here and get the ball back before the end of the half. The ball's at the 6, and now penalty flags fly.
False start, 70 offense. Penalties half the distance. First down.
That's Rodney Irvin, the left tackle for the Skyhawks. That's the 4th penalty in the first half for UT Martin for 27 yards, and this one backs it inside the 3-yard line. Tennessee has had field position all night long with the exception of the muff punt, but then they were able to keep UT Martin from scoring. But other than that, Tennessee has had total domination in field position. Toss sweep out of their end zone goes to McNair running right. He'll be wrestled down by Victor Thomas. Bob Kessling, Tim Priest, Andy Kelly, and Brent Hubbs with you tonight here at Neyland Stadium. The attendance, 99,123. Just short of a sellout, but still over 99,000 fans on hand for opening night 2010. Second down, 13. UT Martin at its own 3-yard line, trailing 13-0. Now before there's a penalty flag down as they throw a quick screen deep to the left side. It's going to be complete to Steven Shiver. He rolls up for a couple of yards, but a penalty flag is down. And let's see if UT Martin had an illegal formation. Pick up a 5 for Shiver. Illegal shift is what they're going to call. 3rd and 8. UT Martin backed up at its own 8-yard line. 3:10 to go in the first half. Backs in the I formation. And out Carr. Looks to the sideline to get the call. Play clock down to 10. Carr going up down the line of scrimmage, trying to get the signal. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Now he goes back and hands the ball off to McNair, and he gets nothing. So all of that running around and shifting, and Montori Hughes drops him for a short gain of 2. Clock, 2:49 to go, is stopped as Tennessee takes another timeout. We're at Neyland Stadium with 2:49 to go in the second quarter. Tennessee leading 13-0. All of their points, the Volunteers, came in the first quarter. It has been a scoreless second quarter. The Skyhawks backed up on a 4th and 10. Tennessee has 1 timeout remaining, and they'll get the ball back with 2:49 to go on the clock. There's the snap to Hook in the end zone, a low line drive. It's going to bounce at the 35 and roll close to midfield. Not a very pretty punt, but pretty effective as it rolls out almost to midfield, and that's where Tennessee will take over. Torrin Poole, the tailback for Tennessee, in the I formation from the Martin 49-yard line. Handoff to Poole going right. Gets to midfield, down the sideline, running hard, and gets taken down at the 42-yard line. A pickup of 5. They're going to say he stepped out at the 44, and a pickup of 5. But the clock stops because apparently he steps out of bounds. And so it stopped with 2:30 to go in the second quarter. They marked the ball. Now they wind the clock. Matt Sims brings his team to the line of scrimmage. Wideouts on either side. Jones to the left, Moore to the right. Backs in the I with Poole, the standing tailback behind Cooper. Sims back to throw. 3-step drop. Fires a pattern that's complete. An out pattern down to the 32-yard line. And now a penalty flag comes in late as Tennessee's Denarius Moore had made the catch on one knee, and then he was hit from behind after the whistle blew. A pickup of 11, and let's see if they tack on 15 for a personal foul. And that's exactly what the call's going to be. As soon as your knee hits, Tim, you're down.
It is. It was a little late. I wouldn't say it was blatant.
Personal foul, defense, penalties 15 yards, first down.
That was pretty blatant. Now I see the replay. It was helmet on helmet, too.
Yeah, and they're going to call that. That's a point of emphasis this year. They're going to call any helmet-to-helmet contact, and that time Williams hit him after Moore had made the catch on one knee. So he was down as soon as he made the catch, and then Williams came in late and went helmet-to-helmet to boot.
Martin's coach is really giving the official the business, but I don't think he's right when he sees that film replay.
1st and 10, Tennessee at the Skyhawks 19-yard line. 2 wideouts to the left. Sims under center. Back to throw. Looks right. Sets up. Fires long for the end zone. That time he overshoots Luke Stocker. There's a penalty flag down again at the line of scrimmage. The side judge threw that flag. 1:52 to go in the second quarter. Clock stopped with Tennessee leading 13-0. Illegal procedure, Tennessee.
Sims is trying to get the ball to Stocker. He keeps throwing at him. They just haven't been able to quite hook up yet.
0 for 4 on those attempts.
Illegal formation offense. More than 4 players in the backfield at the snap. Penalties 5 yards. Repeat first down.
5 penalties for 25 yards tonight for Tennessee. So move it back to the 24-yard line. 1st and 15, Tennessee. Deep in Skyhawk territory. Trying to score here in the last 2 minutes of the second quarter. Sims under center. His back's in the I formation. Poole dots the I. UT Martin, a 5-man front. Handoff. Poole cuts it to the outside of the 20, to the 10. Poole cuts it back to the 5, to the checkerboards. Touchdown, Torrin Poole. 24 yards. Poole's first career touchdown. Torrin Poole took it over left tackle. Dallas Thomas sealed the corner, and then Torrin Poole did the rest with a brilliant cutback at the 5-yard line.
Just broke it outside. It was jammed up in the middle. Just a great job running the ball, getting outside and turning it on.
Daniel Lincoln to add the extra point. And Tennessee did exactly what it wanted to do, score before the half, and Lincoln bangs home the extra point. Also credit Gerald Jones. He had a nice block at the 5-yard line to help Torrin Poole get into the end zone.
He got just enough of the DB that he was able to cut back to the inside of him and make the touchdown.
1:44 to go in the first half, and Tennessee now has expanded the lead to 20-0 over UT Martin.
Save big. Bob Kessling, Tim Priest, and Andy Kelly.
Chad Cunningham's kickoff spins down to the 10-yard line where Tevin Barksdale fields it, runs it up the field for 11 yards. And UT Martin with 1:38 remaining in the half will have the ball, 1st and 10. As again, Tennessee got terrific coverage that time by Anthony Anderson and also Shane Reves. The scoring drive for Tennessee, 3 plays, 45 yards, went 53 seconds off the clock, and Torrin Poole on the 24-yard touchdown scamper. Poole, all of last season, had 85 yards rushing for the season. He has 83 so far in this first half tonight. 1st and 10. Skyhawks, they go with their second quarterback, Julius McNair, and he tries a direct snap, goes up the middle, and is going to be shoved back by about 6 orange shirts. 1:26 to go in the half. Martin does have 1 timeout remaining. That's a pickup of 1 for Julius McNair. He's a cousin of Steve McNair. 6 foot, 208, redshirt sophomore from Mount Olive, Mississippi. Jaquez Smith into the game now for Tennessee as the Volunteers have played those 2 freshmen, Corey Miller and Jaquez Smith, a lot here in this first half. 2nd down 9. McNair gets the direct snap, spins, fights, gets out to the 27-yard line, and Jaquez Smith makes the tackle. Freshman out of Ooltewah, Tennessee. He was ranked the #1 prospect in the state of Tennessee last year by Rivals. 2-time lineman of the year in Tennessee, and getting thrown in the fire early, Tim, and they're going to need Smith and Miller to both come along quickly.
They are. That time they ran a loop. That the tackle went outside, the end looped inside, and Smith made the play.
3rd down and 6. UT Martin from its own 26, under 30 seconds to go in the first half with Tennessee leading 20-0. McNair under center this time on 3rd down 6. 10 seconds to go on the half. Handoff goes to the tailback, and he's going to be gobbled up and dropped by Smith. So Jaquez Smith makes a tackle, and that's going to end the first half. So Tennessee gets 13 points in the first quarter, adds a late touchdown in the second, and the Volunteers on opening night go to the locker room leading here at halftime over UT Martin by a score of 20-0.
Sorry I'm late, fella.
Neyland Stadium, where the Volunteers lead the UT Martin Skyhawks by a score of 20-0. Not a bad start for the Tennessee Volunteers, especially on defense. Tennessee constant pressure on Carr, the quarterback for UTM. The Vols playing very aggressively up front and really causing a lot of trouble. Very little yardage, no points in the first half for UT Martin. Tennessee came out like gangbusters and finally blew off a big run. David Oku cuts to the near side, which this year is the home sideline, the west side, and he goes 65 yards for the touchdown. And then right before the half, the Vols get pay dirt again. It is Torin Poole. Starting tailback takes it, again cuts towards the near side. 24 yards later, he is in the end zone for the touchdown. Statistically for Tennessee, the Vols and quarterback Matt Sims, 10 of 19 for 86 yards. Tennessee running the ball, 19 rushes for 139 yards. One turnover. Gerald Williams with the fumble punt did not amount to any points again for UT Martin. We're back with Vol Network coverage, second half between Tennessee and UT Martin right after this timeout. The University of Tennessee Volunteers looking to open up the Derek Dooley era with a win. So far, so good. The Vols leading the UT Martin Skyhawks 20-0. We're back with the second half now, and we'll send it upstairs to the Vol Network team of Bob Kessling, Tim Priest, and Andy Kelly.
Over 99,000 here on opening night. On just a perfect night for football. Unbelievable, the weather tonight. And what a crowd, what an atmosphere. And Tim, we weren't there for the Vol Walk, but we could hear it here up in the booth. That's one of the first times I can ever remember being able to hear it inside our booth, inside the stadium.
I think the fans wanted to welcome Derek Dooley and his staff and welcome this team and see how they could kick off the year.
Chad Cunningham to kick off the second half as Tennessee will be booting it left to right to start things here in the third quarter. Cunningham's kick is a spinner. It's going to come down to the 12-yard line, fielded by McNair. Comes up to the 20, near sideline 30, breaks a tackle, spins out to the 37-yard line. Good return, 25 yards by Jason McNair, and the stop made by the linebacker Austin Johnson.
Still like that kick to be either a little higher or a little longer.
Well, Martin played two quarterbacks in the first half. Derek Carr started, and then Julius McNair finished. And it will be Derek Carr who brings out the Skyhawks first here in the second half. Carr in the first half, just 3 of 11 for 41 yards. But you got to factor into that, he was inside his 10-yard line most of the first half. He'll start this time at the 36. Out of the shotgun. Throws a little bubble screen to the near side. That's complete to Chris Thompson, but a short gain as he's hit down as soon as he catches the ball after a pickup of just a couple by Jansen Jackson, the safety who came up.
Really good play call. Tennessee was blitzing from the backside. If Jansen Jackson doesn't make the play, that's a 10 or 12-yard gain. Jansen was all over him.
UT Martin really only had one scoring opportunity in the first half, and that's after they fielded a muffed punt by Gerald Jones around the 35-yard line, but they couldn't punch it in for score. And so they're still pitching a shutout right now, trailing 20-0. Under center is Carr on second down and 10. Handoff, tailback spinning up to the 39-yard line. Prentice Wagner puts Jason McNair on the turf. McNair last year was on the OVC newcomer team in the Ohio Valley Conference. Third leading rusher for the Skyhawks as McGill Barnes and Brandon Young both graduated. So he's going to carry the load at tailback this season for UT Martin. Third down, 7. Skyhawks have it at their own 37. Tennessee a 4-man rush as Carr operates out of the shotgun. Gets the snap, drops to throw, fires over the middle. The pass is incomplete. Prentice Wagner came up and knocked the ball out of the hands of Steven Shiver. He got there right when the ball did, right over the middle of the field. Good defensive play by the Tennessee safety.
It was. I like the fact that he's going for the football. He's really not trying to knock down the tight end. He thought he was going to intercept this ball. If you're going to pick some off, you got to go strictly for the ball. And in doing so, he collided with the tight end and broke the pass up.
So now the 7th punt of the night for Joe Hook. And he'll be back at his own 25-yard line. Tennessee looks like it has a return set up this time instead of going to block it. And before the ball is snapped, a penalty flag comes down. The officials talk it over. UT Martin had 6 penalties in the first half, Tennessee with 5. Just guessing this might that'll cost them 5 and push it back to the 35-yard lines where they're going to mark it. Back and actually put it back to the 34. So they'll try it again. Now Tennessee sends 9 men to the line of scrimmage, and they're going to set up the wall. Hook comes up and boots it high, floating spiral. Fair catch. Gerald Jones makes it back at his own 17-yard line. So Tennessee looked like they're going to rush to block it, then they set up the wall, but Hook hits his best punt of the night, a 49-yard spiral, and Tennessee has to fair catch at its own 17-yard line.
Tennessee's got to do a better job of holding up the gunners, the guys that they put out wide to sprint down and cover the kick. You got to hold that gunner up to give your returner a chance.
Matt Sims in the first half, 10 of 19 for 86 yards through the air, brings his team out 1st and 10 from the Vol 17-yard line. David Oku gets the start at tailback second half and gets the ball on play 1, breaks it up the middle to the 30, 35, and stumbles as he gets across the 35 out to the 37-yard line. Thad Williams saves the touchdown as Oku scampers for 21 yards up the middle. He has a 44-yard touchdown run to his credit already tonight. And Timmy kind of gives you that home run threat, doesn't he?
He does. He's a little bit quicker than Poole. Nice block by Gerard Shaw on the defensive tackle to open up the hole.
1st and 10. Tennessee out to the 38-yard line. Sims hands off tailback up the middle. Nothing there for Oku. Pops it to the outside and then rolls out of bounds going right. Shoved out at the 41-yard line. A pickup of 4 for David Oku. Sophomore out of Midwest City, Oklahoma. Came in primarily last year, made an impact on the kicking team. Did get a chance to carry the ball from scrimmage some. He had 23 carries on the year for 94 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Tonight, 6 carries for 77 yards and a score. 2nd down, 6. Sims under center as Tennessee has it at its own 42. A little end around to Denarius Moore going left. Moore gets to midfield, breaks a tackle, still on his feet, down to the 40, to the 30. It's a foot race, a sprint to the 10, to the 5, to the checkerboards. Touchdown, Denarius Moore on the end around that went to the left. He cut it back right all the way across the field, and it was a sprint that Moore's going to win every time. Touchdown, Tennessee, 58 yards.
With a difference in speed in these two teams, you want to see some cheap touchdowns, some easy touchdowns. That time Moore's going wide left and just breaks it back across the grain and outruns the entire secondary.
So Denarius Moore, one of the fastest guys on this Tennessee team, shows his sprinting speed that time and races 58 yards for the score. And the extra point tacked on by Daniel Lincoln. And with 12:15 to go here in the third quarter, Tennessee expands the lead over the Skyhawks. Our score, Tennessee 27, UT Martin nothing. Back in a moment. This is Tennessee football on the Vol Network. Denarius Moore's first career rushing touchdown covers 58 yards. Tennessee a quick drive, 3 plays, 83 yards. Just took 104 off the clock, and Tennessee leads 27-0. Bob Kessling along with Tim Priest, Andy Kelly, Brent Hubbs back at Neyland Stadium. Andy, those quarterbacks always love to see those short touchdown drives and plays numbers, and then big plays like that. Denarius Moore, that loosens everything up, doesn't it?
Well, it really does. I think Moore turned in what was going to be a pretty good play into a great play. He got popped about 8 or 9 yards down the field, made a great spin, cut back across the field, then it was just off to the races.
And speed showed up right there for Moore. Here's Cunningham to kick it off left to right. Spinner that's going to go to the 8-yard line, and McNair fields again along this near sideline to the 10, 15, 20, and taken out of bounds as he gets close to the 25-yard line. As Eric Gordon, who has done very well tonight on kick coverage for Tennessee, knocks him out of bounds. Pickup of 18 on the kickoff return by McNair. And so the Skyhawks will take over, looking for their first points of the night, and they'll have it at the UT Martin 24-yard line. Tennessee again shuffling guys in the defensive front. Arthur Jeffrey now. 1st and 10. As a double reverse for the Skyhawks, and it works extremely well to Taylor down the near sideline. Penalty flag comes in as he's shoved out of bounds as he gets across the midfield stripe into Tennessee territory down to the 41-yard line. But a penalty flag back in UT Martin territory at the 42. So they ran a double reverse. And Maurice Taylor coming flying around the left end, darts down the sideline, but then shoved out of bounds. A pickup of 35 yards, but this one's coming back. A holding call on UT Martin. Well, Tim, they sprung a good one that time.
They did. They got Tennessee flowing to their defensive left and then pitched it coming back the other way. The big block was really on the cornerback, and it was definitely a hole that sprung him down the boundary.
Holding, number 9 offense. Penalty is 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
So as Chris Thompson got called for the hold on Marcellus Teague from their own 24-yard line. Carr out of the shotgun. Inside handoff McNair. He's going to be ridden down. Another big play by Montori Hughes. He read it perfectly, beat the guard, and then he jumped on the back of Jason McNair for a loss of 3.
Hughes is just much too quick and too strong for the offensive guards at Martin. That time, the guard they were all reaching to block to the right, and as the guard took his first step to the right, Hughes just drove right through the gap that he left and made the play in the backfield.
2nd and 11. UT Martin now backed up to its own 23-yard line. Just not been able to move the ball with any consistency against this Tennessee defense. Carr back to throw, sets up an inside screen and throws it away again. He didn't get her across the line of scrimmage, but are they saying the ball was tipped?
He had a guy in the general area. I guess he thought that looked like a more than a half-hearted effort to get it toward him.
But he was getting rid of it right
he was,
now.
Definitely.
3rd down and 11 from the UT Martin 23-yard line. Back to throw is Carr. Sets up, fires over the middle of the pass. A diving attempt for an interception. Are they going to rule it picked off? And yes, they are. Intercepted Austin Johnson. The linebacker drifting right back over the middle, gets back in his drop zone, and then makes a diving interception at the UT Martin 42-yard line. Terrific play by the Tennessee linebacker.
Austin Johnson was a fullback last year. He was used to catching the ball out of the backfield. That time, just a very poor throw. The runner was trying to run the receiver's trying to run a seam route, and the throw was way underthrown, and Johnson reacted, made a diving interception.
Got his hands underneath it as he was diving to the turf. A good play by Johnson gives Tennessee the ball and UT Martin territory. On play 1, Sims going to wind up and fire for the end zone. The pass is going to be complete to the checkerboards. Touchdown, Denarius Moore. 42 yards. His 2nd long touchdown of the night. One on the run, and this one a 42-yard bomb from Matt Sims. And he caught it perfectly in stride in the end zone.
Andy, one of the old rules of football is you get a turnover, try to take advantage and go throw the bomb, and Matt really let it go that time.
He really did. That ball was on the money. You're right. You get a big play on defense, most of the time you go for the jugular. We did it that time. What a throw. What an exciting time for Matt Sims. His first touchdown as a Tennessee Volunteer.
And it was a perfect throw to the streaking Denarius Moore. Here's Daniel Lincoln for the extra point. Tennessee chalks up its 2nd touchdown in the 2nd half and now leads 34-0. Big play by Austin Johnson on the interception, and then Matt Sims makes him pay with the long touchdown stripe to Denarius Moore. Timeout, 10:27 to go in the 3rd. Tennessee 34, UT Martin nothing. Back in a moment. This is Tennessee football on the Vol Network. Tennessee led at halftime, 20-0. Now it's 34-0 here as we're midway in the 3rd quarter. Handoff, Tennessee 1st and 10 from its own 17. It goes to Torin Poole. Goes over right guard, picks up 8. And so now it'll be 2nd down. Andy, give us your thoughts on the offensive line, their surge so far tonight. Have you been impressed what you've seen down there?
Well, this 2nd half, it looks like we're finally starting to wear them down a little bit. We're much bigger than they are. We knew that on paper, but on the field, we are a lot bigger than those guys. But finally, we're starting to push them around a little bit and get some yards on the ground.
Andy, I guess the key thing tonight that you just wanted to see to make sure they get the hats on the right hats on the other side, right?
Oh, that's for sure. If you don't get the right hats, it doesn't matter who's out there. You can't make anything happen. But we're finally starting to wear them down, it seems like.
Hand off to Torin Poole up the middle. He'll pick up enough for the 1st down, 5 yards, right up the gut. DeJuan Brown for the Skyhawks on the tackle, and Torin Poole makes his way to the sideline. 15 carries, 95 yards tonight for the junior from Toccoa. We mentioned all of last year he had 85 yards, so he's already topped his entire output from 2009 in 2.5 quarters tonight. 1st and 10, Tennessee now up to the 29-yard line. Sims empties the backfield. Now he's back to throw out of the shotgun. Winds up, deep out pattern is deflected, almost intercepted. It ricocheted off Gerald Jones, went straight up in the air to Estelle, who couldn't handle it as it went out of bounds, and he couldn't catch it before it goes out. But that was almost a dangerous pass. And again, Tim, I think one thing about Sims tonight, he's throwing high on most occasions.
A little bit. I think he had Gerald Jones in mind when he came out of the huddle. He had a much easier throw to Luke Stalker, who was the inside receiver in the slot, and chose Jones, but he just had it a little high and a little behind him.
2nd down 10. Tennessee at its own 29-yard line, leading 34-0. Sims under center. 2 wideouts to the left. Sims rolls that way, dumps the ball underneath to Cooper, his fullback, catches at the 35, powers ahead close to the first down, knocked out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line. Cooper with a good catch, knocked out of bounds by Guffin. And let's see where they mark it.
That's that bootleg action where you send your fullback out in the flat out the backside. He's wide open running all the way across the field. Sims led him just a little bit, so he was able to turn and get 9.5 yards out of it.
3rd down and 1. Tennessee just shy of its own 39-yard line. Clock under 7 minutes, 3rd quarter. 2 tight end formation. Matt Sims under center. Quarterback sneak, and he's going to power ahead for the 1st down. So Tennessee has a 1st down, cross the 40-yard line. Brent, tonight Tennessee's used a lot of 2 tight ends, and one of the tight ends is Michael Rivera. And that's another good story for Tennessee.
It certainly is, Bob. He's a young man who went to Oregon and redshirted. Then they had the coaching change there and went full spread offense, which doesn't apply to the tight end. He goes to a junior college and looks for a place to play and falls in love with Tennessee and comes in. Had a struggle start to the camp first 10 days, but really turned it on the second half of fall camp.
He has been a pleasant surprise and an excellent blocker to be on the other side with Luke Stocker. 1st down, Sims, play fake, winds up and throws right down the middle of the field. That's complete down to the 22-yard line. Gerald Jones on the catch. Matt Sims stood right in there, got blasted as he threw the ball down the field. Gerald Jones makes the catch at the UT Martin 22-yard line, a pickup of 37, and Jones is slow to get up.
Bootleg action again, but instead of throwing out in the flat, you send the wide receiver or the slot receiver on the side where you're bootlegging straight down the field on a streak. The good thing he did here, instead of trying to make the perfect pass, he was so wide open, he just got it to him.
And Gerald Jones, as we've got an eye on him, he's on the sideline, and apparently he's going to head to the Tennessee locker room.
I believe they've got an X-ray machine in there, and I would assume that's where he's headed.
They are still reviewing the catch to see if indeed Gerald Jones had possession of the ball when his knee hit. Now, the ball did come out late, and here's the call from Jeff Heiler.
Martin is charged with a timeout and has no more challenges the remainder of the game.
So the ball will be placed down at the 22-yard line, 1st and 10. It's been one of those nights for UT Martin. Nothing much has gone right for him, and that call goes in Tennessee's favors. So UT Martin charged with a timeout. 6:03 to go, 3rd quarter. Tennessee leading 34-0. Now with the ball at the Skyhawks 22-yard line. Backs will be in the I formation. 2 tight ends in there right now. Sims under center, backs in the I, and Sims will handle his tailback. Torrin Poole trying to get to the outside, runs through a tackle, and then finally taken down at the 20-yard line. They did a nice job that time, did the Skyhawks, just stretching it out. Justin Darden, senior out of Meridian, Mississippi, strings it out and makes the play. Just a 1-yard gain for Torrin Poole. Poole tonight pushing for 100 yards, and this is first start for Tennessee's at 96 yards here with 5.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 34-0 Tennessee trying to tack on another score. 8th play of the drive. Tennessee has 2 freshman receivers, Justin Hunter and Derek Rogers, in there. On the 2nd down play, Sims, 2-step drop, fires it out in the flat left side to Zach Rogers, who makes the catch at the 15-yard line and is tripped up And he's knocked down shy of the first down, just shy of the 13-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 14. Zach Rogers, sophomore out of Nashville, a sprint champion in the state of Tennessee in high school, and trying to bring some speed to the wide receiving core this year. 3rd down and 2. The ball at the UT Martin 14-yard line. They overstack to the right, handoff tailback. Torrin Poole to the 10, Poole to the 5, racing to the outside of the pylon to the checkerboards. Touchdown, Torrin Poole. He read that, got right behind his blockers, and rode them into the end zone for the touchdown. And Tennessee scores again to make it 40-0.
Bob, give credit to Justin Hunter, who was the wide receiver on the right side, and he just shielded away the cornerback, and Poole did a nice job of playing off behind him until he could get around him and score. High school wide receivers don't block a whole lot. That's a nice play for him. I'm sure he'd rather catch the football, but he certainly made the block that got him into the end zone.
Daniel Lincoln kicks the extra point, and Tennessee expands the lead to 41-0. Scoring drive, 9 plays, 83 yards, 3:45 off the clock. Tennessee now has scored touchdowns on its last 4 possessions dating back to the first half. Cunningham to kick again, end over end, down to the 5-yard line where Barksdale bobbles it. He's got to go back and pick it up. He's in trouble. He's going to be taken down at the 2-yard line. They have had all kinds of problems tonight fielding kickoffs. Barksdale coughs that one up, and Anthony Anderson down covering the kickoff, pins him back at the 2-yard line.
I just don't quite see how you miss those kind of. That ball wasn't a knuckle ball or anything. It's just spinning right to him. Must just take their eye off of it at the last minute.
I guess. Let's go downstairs to Andy.
Report on Gerald Jones. They took him to the locker room to get an X-ray, but his return is probable, so that's good news, but we'll wait and see on the X-ray.
Yeah. Okay, Andy, thanks. 4:34 remaining, 3rd quarter. 4th start of the night for the Skyhawks inside their own 10-yard line. DJ McNeil now is into the game at tailback. He is going to be tackled in the end zone for a safety. Austin Johnson comes up and makes the hit as Tennessee doesn't let him out of the end zone. As the Volunteers came rushing in there, and it might have been Greg King also in there at linebacker just into the game. He got hit first by Johnson in the end zone, and then it was Greg King who pinned him for the safety. Coming off, Tim, you come off your 1-yard line. That's one of those slow developing plays. If you get any penetration, you're in trouble, and that's exactly what happened. And credit Austin Johnson with another big play. Tim, it's a good story, too, about Greg King. He's been out most of the fall camp with a knee injury, and now he's come back late, and he got a chance to play tonight. We weren't sure if he was going to play or not, but Greg King, the sophomore out of Memphis, comes up with a big play. Here's the punt. UT Martin from its own 20 after the safety, and the short kick is going to be bobbled, fumbled around, and then finally diving on it is David Oku at the 48-yard line. So that was an adventure. A short punt. Oku fielded it, but as he was running fast toward it, he bobbled it, and the ball squirted ahead, but he was able to fall on it. Tennessee going to go with the new quarterback here with 4:25 in the 3rd quarterback. Tyler Bray enters the game for Tennessee. 6'6" freshman from Kingsburg, California. Came in January. In fact, was in for bowl preparations in December, so he's been through a lot for Tennessee, and he gets to play in his first game. First pass thrown out to the right flat, complete to Luke Stocker, his first catch of the night. And Stocker makes the play, and it'll be close to a first down.
Perfect play call for Jim Chaney. Get your freshman in there, give him an easy throw into the sidelines, his big tight end, let him settle down.
So Bray gets first pass is complete. Sims, his totals on the game, 14 of 24, 181 yards in the touchdown to Denarius Moore. It's going to be 2nd down. They say they didn't get the first, 2nd in inches. Bray out of the shotgun. Same pass, same guy. Stocker down to the 35-yard line and rolled down by Tim Cox. 2nd straight safe throw for Tyler Bray. And to Luke Stocker, who picks up 8 on that catch.
Let me say Tyler Bray looks a lot more in control than he did against Tennessee's wild blitzing defense in the last scrimmage of the preseason when they threw everything at him and he really struggled. Those 2 plays, he looks in control.
Another running back into the game for Tennessee, a freshman, Rajon Neal, now in the tailback slot. And he'll get it up the middle, and he gets banged as soon as he gets the handoff by Tim Cox, who goes in and makes the play. Bray, good size, 6'6", rifle arm. He practiced with the team during the Chick-fil-A preparations and then was here for spring practice. Threw for over 8,000 yards in high school. His senior year, his team was 13-0. He hit 61% of his passes and threw 41 touchdowns. Nobody has doubted his arm strength. 2nd down, 10. Tennessee has it at the UT Martin 34. Bray, straight drop, fires an out pattern. That ball's batted away from the intended receiver, Justin Hunter, on a good coverage over there by Estelle.
Never really got separation. He got to the defensive back, he got to the cornerback, and when he did, he just stopped and came back. You got to push him and get him back on his heels a little bit, create a little separation. Never quite did it that time.
3rd down, 10 yards to go. Tennessee leading 43-0 here with 2:52 to go in this 3rd quarter. Bray will operate out of the shotgun from the UT Martin 34 on 3rd down and 10. Bray drops to throw, fires over the middle, the pass complete down to the 27-yard line to Michael Rivera, but that will be short of the 1st down. So Rivera makes his first catch of the night. And now, of course, the crowd urges them to go. 4th and 3. 7 yards on that reception for Michael Rivera, the junior college transfer tight end out of the College of the Canyons. So they will go for it. 4th and 3 at the UT Martin 27-yard line. Tyler Bray out of the shotgun. 2 wideouts to the left, and Bray back to throw. Looks, fires a quick slant that's intercepted down at the 12-yard line by UT Martin and Kendall Harper. He got right in front of that pattern run by Derrick Rogers and picked it off. So Bray throws an interception, and the turnover, the 2nd of the night for Tennessee, gives the ball back to the Skyhawks. Andy, he's a freshman. He'll learn from that throw, won't he?
He will. He got a little excited, a little anxious, probably threw that ball a little too early, and bad things happen when you do that. But
I don't think he ever saw Harper.
I don't think he did either. He was zeroed in on his receiver and was really trying to anticipate, probably was trying to anticipate a little too much.
The teams exchange punts, and we move to further 4th quarter action.
Staying in at quarterback is Derek Carr for the Skyhawks. Fakes a handoff, throws a screen pass, and it's too high for the intended receiver, Cedric Blanks, and falls to the turf. Incomplete, trying to throw it to the left side. And again, great pressure from Tennessee's defensive line. Well, the good news, Tim, I would think tonight, Tennessee's had a chance to play a lot of guys. Minor Bowens is in there right now. He played against UT Martin when he was at Tennessee State, and now he's playing against them here for Tennessee.
Full circle.
DJ McNeil in at tailback. Now for the Skyhawks on 2nd and 10. There's a pass over the middle that's complete. Short yardage, about 7 or 8 yards on the pass to Ben Everett, the tight end from Loudon, Tennessee, 6'1" junior. And he was dropped by John Probst. 3rd down and 2. DJ McNeil, a highly touted freshman from Collierville, and they're at tailback now for the Skyhawks on 3rd and 2. Here's a snap out of the shotgun, intercepted. A pick. Prentice Wagner picks it off at the 40 to the 30 to the 20, now to the 10. He's going to race all the way for a Tennessee touchdown. 53 yards. Prentice Wagner read that out pattern perfectly, picked it off near midfield, and ran it back for a Tennessee touchdown.
Wagner jumped the route because he knew it was 3rd and 2, and they were going to try a quick, short throw. He had the receiver going into the flat. The throw just didn't get out there. Wagner got it, he showed a burst of speed because Taylor, the UTM wide receiver, looks to be their fastest player, and Wagner just ran away from him.
So Tennessee scores another opportunity on defense. They had a safety earlier. Now this interception return for a touchdown. And the kick is good by Daniel Lincoln, and Tennessee now has 50 points. 50-0 is our score with 13:14 to go in the game. Back in a moment. This is Tennessee football on the Vol Network.
Across
the kickoff is high and short. Barksdale will field it at the 20, gets it up to the 30, and he's taken down. Austin Johnson on special teams makes the stop on Barksdale. Let's go downstairs to Andy.
Got a injury report on Gerard Shaw, Tennessee offensive lineman. He's injured his ankle, and his return tonight is doubtful.
Yeah, I would say he'd be done for tonight, but Tim, you need him for next week.
You do. Zach Fulton's been in the last couple of drives offensively, but Shaw's a senior. He's actually had a few starts before this year. You certainly want him against Oregon.
So the Skyhawks trying to get on the board. 13:07 to go. They're actually trying to get a first down. They've just had one all night. Julius McNair back in at quarterback. He played some in the first half. He'll scrimmage his team from the 32-yard line. He rolls to the near side, dumps the pass over the middle. That's complete. And up to the 45-yard line, and a big hit after a pickup of 14 yards was put on Ben Everett. Tyler Wolf makes the play along with Prentice Wagner. But Everett, who was an outstanding player for Loudon High School, the Redskins, makes the catch, a junior. He played 10 games in 08, was redshirted last year, and coming back for he hopes a strong junior year. That's a first down, the second of the night for the Skyhawks. Up to the 45-yard line, 1st and 10. McNair out of the shotgun, the Wildcat formation, gets the snap and just plows straight ahead for just a couple of yards. As the Skyhawks have it 2nd and 8 from the 47. Back to throw, McNair, screen pass over the middle, almost intercepted. Pass is incomplete, intended for DJ McNeil, and Tyler Wolf read that perfectly. Came roaring up from his safety spot and almost picked it off. Couldn't quite hang on. It'll be 3rd down.
Good call by UTM. Tennessee was in a blitz, and Wolf was the only guy there to make the play, and he did.
McNair was a little flat-footed, McNeil was flat-footed waiting for that pass to get there, and Tyler Wolf, the senior from Cookeville, almost picked it off. Tyler, an outstanding student, 3-time academic, All-SEC. He's already earned his degree in marketing. He's in grad school right now. His 3rd down and 8. And rolling, McNair breaks contain, gets to the 40 into Tennessee territory, spun down at the 30-yard line. Tyler Wolf might have made a touchdown-saving tackle that time, as Julius McNair, that's what they like about this guy, is his speed. He rolled to the left and then cut it up and took off and almost took it all away.
Backside contain just didn't stay there. They allowed a gap to occur, and he cut back on him.
So UT Martin has not been able to move the ball at all tonight. Now they're finally putting a drive together into Tennessee territory down to the 32. Tennessee leads 50-0 with 11:27 to go, 4th quarter. Here's McNair rolling left. Looking, firing an out pattern. That's complete down to the 23-yard line. A sliding catch made by Rhett Hamrick. McNair out of the shotgun. Rolls to the right. Looks. Pumps. Tucks it and gets taken down at the 23-yard line. Thought about unleashing a long pass, but nobody open. Probst makes the stop for Tennessee.
Nice play by Probst. He was out there all by himself on a rollout. McNair's fast. He fought. He contained him. Then he fought off the blocker and made the tackle short of. He got the first down, I guess. No, he didn't.
No, short.
A little short.
3rd down and 2. 7th play of this drive coming up. We approach the 10-minute mark here in the 4th quarter. Tennessee led 20-0 at halftime, and they've totally dominated the second half, putting 30 points on the Skyhawks in this half. 3rd down short. McNair under center. Hands to his tailback. Nothing for DJ McNeil. Wrapped up in the backfield by Jaquez Smith, a loss of 4. boy, he gets off the ball quick.
He is so quick off the ball. They're playing him with his hand down. I believe he's fast enough they could play him with his hand up. That time, he just shot inside the tight end. The tight end didn't even try to touch him. Big play.
So the Skyhawks are going to get the field goal unit out. And Cody Sandlin is going to try and get the Skyhawks on the board. This will be a 44-yard field goal. He's a left-footed kicker for the right hash mark. Snap down, kick on the way. It's got plenty of leg, but not the right direction. It's no good. So Sandlin misses from 45 yards out. And the score remains 50-0. Tennessee on top of UT Martin.
Save big now during Hyundai's model year-end sale.
Tennessee at the ball 27-yard line with 9:16 to go in the fourth quarter. Tennessee leading 50-0. Bray stays in at quarterback. Hands to the tailback. That's Neal getting to the outside. Cuts it up the sideline. Darts out of bounds. Short of the 45-yard line. He's got a quick burst as well out of Tyrone, Georgia. Rajon Neal. And he was the Class 4A Georgia Player of the Year and just has outstanding speed. Stays in bounds down the near sideline and picks up 17 yards. As Neal, he rushed for 166 yards against Clark Central in the state title game. So this guy can scoot. Neal's the tailback. Now in the I formation, they hand off to him. He picks his way up the middle, breaks a tackle, stays on his feet, gets across the midfield stripe, and falls into UT Martin territory down to the 49-yard line, a pickup of 6.
He looks almost slender from here, but he's about 215.
Yeah, good-sized guy.
He was committed to Mississippi State until after Derek Dooley and his staff got to Tennessee, and they turned him.
A lot of new faces. Darren Gooch now in its center, or in guard. Carson Anderson into the game. Let's see how they both play center. Let's see who's playing center tonight. Now it's Gooch at center, Anderson at guard, James Stone also in there at guard for Tennessee, as a lot of the second unit guys in the offensive line are playing. Handoff, Neal over right tackle, stiff arm down the sideline of the 40, stays in bound, cuts it up, gets to the 20, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds back at the 35-yard line. Tiptoeing down that sideline, they're going to say he picks up 15 yards. Neal could scoot, can't he, Tim?
He very definitely can. I think in preseason practice, he was just a little much for him to pick up all the different things that you got to do and got to be able to do in a college offense, how much more complicated it is than high school where they just turn and pitch the ball to you. Mm-hmm. But as he's picking it up, he's going to be a valuable player at Tennessee.
He's picking them up, putting them down in this game. It'll be 1st and 10 Tennessee at the UT Martin 35-yard line. James Stone and Zach Fulton in there in the offensive line as well. They hand it off this time to Tony Williams, picking his way and cuts inside, gets down to the 30, and now down to the 27-yard line, a pickup of 8. Tony Williams, a freshman from Alpharetta, Georgia, had his career slowed with a knee injury last year, but he's bounced back from that. Maybe not quite 100%, but he's close. And he gives Tennessee kind of that big back. 6'1", 214. Gooch at center. Anderson and Zach Fulton are the guards. James Stone now in at left tackle. And Daniel Hood playing right tackle for Tennessee in this set. 2nd down and 2. Tennessee at the UT Martin 27-yard line, leading 50-0. Handoff, Williams. Now he's going to be bottled up in the backfield and dropped. Good penetration that time by the Skyhawks. And Nate Rotero makes the stop for the Skyhawks. So it'll be 3rd and 4. Clock runs, 6.5 minutes to go. I'd say about half of the crowd of over 99,000 on hand still here at Neyland Stadium. What a terrific crowd tonight for this opening game, and they were enthusiastic from the start. 3rd and 3. Tennessee has it at the UT Martin 28-yard line. Ball almost in the middle of the field. Backs in the I formation. Neal back in there at tailback. They'll try him up the middle, bottled up and dropped. As DeJuan Brown rides him down, the linebacker coming in from the weak side, able to make the stop and stops him short. So it'll be 4th down. And Tennessee not sending the field goal unit out. They'll have Tyler Bray go for this. 4th and 3 at the 28. Tennessee outscored them 20-0 in the first half, 30-0 so far here in the second half. 4th and 3. The freshman Tyler Bray brings his team to the line of scrimmage. Offset formation, wing to the right. Backs in the I formation. Neal, the standing tailback, toss sweep right. Neal tries to get to the corner, bottled up, dropped. They won't make it. Not close. Tim Cox, the defensive end, and Justin Darden team up to stop him. And so the Tennessee offense will exit, and the Skyhawks offense will come back on with 5:19 to go here in the fourth quarter. Tim, next week, things will speed up a little bit when Oregon comes to town.
Oregon, I don't know if they'll be the fastest, but they'll be one of the fastest teams Tennessee plays. Little running back as a freshman last year, set the school record. They've got speed everywhere, offensively and defensively. It will be a super challenge. They're picked to win the Pac-10.
1st and 10. Skyhawks, McNair. Bootleg the ball. He throws it upfield, and it's almost intercepted by Tyler Wolf at midfield. The pass was intended for Taylor Stanley as McNair rolls right and had a lot of zip on that pass, threw it too high. Brent Brewer now into the game for Tennessee at safety. Great story for Brewer, Brent. He was a guy that was a baseball player for Milwaukee the past 4 years.
Yeah, he's originally from Georgia, and actually Lance Thompson knew him from his old recruiting days, and when he decided he couldn't hit the curveball well enough, as most guys seem to happen to, originally signed with Florida State, looking for a place to play. Tennessee had a hole at safety. He got in contact with Lance Thompson, and here he sits.
So first time he's played football since he was in high school 4 years ago. Handoff goes to the tailback for the Brewers, for the Skyhawks. Pickup of 3. Brewer now he kind of picked it up right away, though. He's a very good athlete. He's a former shortstop, so you know he can turn his hips. He's got good footwork.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is how quick would he adapt back to the contact. Yeah. And he really had made a big impression early in camp. Suffered an injury in the second scrimmage and really slowed him down a little bit. He was battling Prentice Wagner for the starting spot at strong safety.
Yeah, groin injury really slowed him down during camp. He was a second-round pick back in 2006 for the Brewers. 3rd down, 7. McNair rolls to the right, tries to turn it up. He's going to be hit by Brewer, stays on his feet, finally knocked down at the 40-yard line. Good effort by Julius McNair, breaking a couple of tackles. Finally dropped by Brewer after a pickup of 5. Clock rolls with 4:15 to go. Greg King is there to make the stop as well. It'll be 4th down and short.
One other thing about Brewer, he's 6'2", 205, and he hadn't really been in a big-time weight program yet. He could grow into the ideal size for a strong safety.
David Oku will drop back to field this punt on 4th down and about 2.5 yards to go from the Skyhawk 40-yard line. There's that rugby kick again, and it rolls down the field, and will take a Skyhawk roll and be touchdown at the 28-yard lines. 2nd down, 9. Handoff. Neal trying to go right, cuts it back left, tries to get a block from Tyler Bray, and then there's going to be a horse collar as Derek Welsh comes up and grabs Tennessee's running back Rajon Neal around the shoulders and slings him to the turf. So a personal foul is going to be called. Neal, that play was designed to go to the right. He cut it back left, and then it was Derek Welsh who just grabbed him around the shoulder pads and slung him down.
Horse collar tackle, defense. Penalty is 15 yards, automatic 1st down.
Tim, again, that's a penalty they're going to watch very closely because of concussions. And when a guy gets taken down by the shoulder pads and slung down, head bangs off the turf.
It does, and you can bring them backwards that way and come down on them yourself on their legs and cause serious injury. You see it has been a point of emphasis in the NFL the last couple of years.
Exactly. Penalties tonight. That's the 11th for the Skyhawks for 83 yards. Tennessee has 5 penalties for 25, but none this half. 2:19 to go. 4th quarter. Tennessee leads 50-0. The Volunteers have it at the 48-yard line. Handoff Neal. Makes the first guy miss, stays on his feet, good balance, breaks a tackle to the 40, to the 30. Neal on a foot race, down to the 20, to the 15, and to the 12. He's taken down. What quick feet by Rajon Neal, right in the hole, and able to break a couple of tackles, and he scampers 40 yards. And Tennessee will have a first down inside the Skyhawk 15-yard line. What a run.
He's going against either the second team of the Skyhawks or a very tired first team. But, you know, you can just kind of see things by runners. I don't care who they're running against. The ability to plant that foot and cut quickly, the balance, the burst of speed. Neal's got some of these things.
7 carries, 68 yards for Neal. What you look for in a running back is the ability to make that guy in the hole miss you. The first guy missed, and Neal has that. Tennessee now going to go to the victory formation. They've got plenty of points. That will end things. So a very impressive performance tonight for Coach Derek Dooley and his Tennessee Volunteers. As they score in the opening drive, they totally dominate the second half, and they roar to a 50-0 victory over the UT Martin Skyhawks.
Well, a terrific start for the Derek Dooley era here at Tennessee. The Volunteers give them a 50-0 win over UT Martin. The Skyhawks on both sides of the ball. Tennessee getting it done defensively, especially. The Vols very aggressive up front, not allowing UT Martin to do much at all. Offensively, the Vols with at least 4 guys, 55 or more yards rushing, well over 300 yards on the ground for the Big Orange, who start out the season 1-0. It is the 16th consecutive home opening win for the Tennessee Volunteers, who will welcome Oregon, the Ducks, next week here at Neyland Stadium. For our entire Vol Network crew, I'm Rick Russo saying so long from Knoxville.